What's up, my Madden Rebo Warriors? My name is David, and we're going to break down everything that happened in Week 15 before we get into Week 16. Or looking ahead at Week 16, we should say. But in Week 15, our Tennessee Titans, we are rebuilding them, and they took on the Miami Dolphins at home on Thursday Night Football. As you can see from the box score, Miami pulled away in the fourth quarter, unfortunately, coming back in this one. Tua 332 yards, 2-2. A-Chain almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, Hill, and Sanders. Pretty good little trio right there. 17 tackles for Jerome Baker. Wow. Roquan Davis, 3 sacks. Xavier Howard with a pick. Jaden Daniels, another decent game, but a loss. 276, 3-1. Najee Harris went over 100 yards. Keenan Allen with a big game. Chig. T. Higgins got all in the end zone. A couple sacks here. A couple interceptions. Deion Jones. I wonder what his development is going to be, but it was a very disappointing result for our Colts. And they're starting to feel the pressure of other teams chasing them in the wild card. But in the same division, Colts just ran away with this one. Anthony Richardson, 256-2. Almost 100 yards on the ground and a touchdown. They lost Jonathan Taylor, unfortunately, at some point. I don't know if he's out any longer or it was just that one game. But Jelani Woods occasionally just has these big games. He's had a couple of these, I think, and then just disappears. Whatever it is with that playbook. It's a running playbook, so passing yards really aren't great. The rookie with 3 sacks, wow. They got a really good defense, too. I'm not going over what happened with Houston. I don't know what I was going to say. But anyway, you can see 13 points in the fourth quarter. Indianapolis pulled away there. I believe... No, I was going to say I thought that the Ravens were down in this one at some point. But this was an expected result. Another rushing quarterback getting it done on the ground. Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie, getting in the end zone. Another rookie, Ben Sinnott. Another playbook. Great for wins and stuff, but the Ravens offense isn't there to build, superstar wide receivers. And then our Carolina Panthers at home against a really hot team. It is what it is. Bryce, probably his worst game of the season, unfortunately. Terrace Marshall leading the league in receptions and receiving yards. He was the best guy here. I mean, even Mingo only had 2. The Broncos secondary is really good. I mean, our defense showed up, got some sacks going here. But it's all about Mac Jones. Return of the Mac. Devontae Williams rushing all over the place. James got his touchdown. Quiet night or day for Courtland Sutton. A little bit of a shootout here. Vikings getting it done against one of the worst teams in the football universe. Austin Eckler, big day. He's still around. KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson getting touchdowns. So, for the Jets, just waiting. Gonna get their top pick and replace Aaron Rodgers. It's just a shame, but he really sucks. And then finally, we get back in the winning column here for our Bengals. Excuse me, it's very early to record this. A bad really bad result here for Joe Burrow as far as throwing 3 interceptions. We put him back in the Bengals playbook because the Jets just wasn't equating to wins. And I mean, so. Romo Dude's having a breakout game, and they lost Jamar Chase, which was unfortunate. And I think he's out for like 3 or 4 more games. They might have the 2 best rookies in the draft that aren't quarterbacks. Barrett Carter leading the team in sacks and all rookies in sacks. So good result there. We're chasing 2 teams in the wild card. That's the Browns in their own division, and we're just about to talk to them, and the Titans that we just talked about. So this playoff wild card race in the AFC is really heating up. And a comeback win here. It looks. Gotta watch this game maybe. I don't know. I will. I watch every game, but not high on my radar. Jerry Jeudy. I don't think I've heard or seen Jerry Jeudy come with production in a while since he got traded there. It's not a throwing playbook per se, except to the tight end, Myles Garrett. It's just phenomenal. He's gonna go over 30 sacks. But we saw this result pretty much coming. Nice little shootout here in Atlanta. McCarthy, Marshawn Lloyd getting 100 yards and a touchdown. Evans getting 2 touchdowns. Defense is a little quiet here, except for interceptions. Desmond Ritter can't throw, but he can run. Man, I really need my coffee. But we kind of figured this result would happen too. Atlanta needs to get a quarterback and a high draft pick. So Tampa Bay is now same record as the New Orleans Saints in for the division. And then our Washington Commanders hosting the Eagles. Looked close to begin with, but we just kind of pulled away here. Jaylen Warren almost 100 yards and a touchdown. Fields, just a sad little day. McLaurin got the touchdown. Xavier Worthy turned back to Xavier worthlessness, and he missed his dev upgrade game, which sucked. But I mean, Deron Payne and Chop Robinson getting it done. But that Chop Robinson with 3 sacks finally. Eagles are one of the worst teams in football. And then the most surprising result are New England Patriots went into the 49ers, a much better team, on the road, and Drake May came up with the big win, almost 300 yards. Did throw the 2 picks. They didn't get much out of their rushing game, but Demario Douglas, big game for him, and I think he has a dev game coming up now. Hunter Henry continues just to catch passes. Tyquan Thornton got into the game and did some stuff. So that was cool. Christian Barmore, he's a beast. But yeah, man, I couldn't believe it. We have a great team. They did lose Brock Purdy, so that helps. McCaffrey still got his 2 touchdowns. Chase Young and Bosa. I mean, Bosa didn't do anything, actually. Chase Young and Hargrave. Good for them. But what a big win for us. And that puts New England back into the discussion at 7-7 for the wild card. Clear and obvious result here. They said even if the Saints score points, the Dallas Cowboys at home are just going to score more points than them. And that is exactly what happened. So, sorry guys. Gilmore, I mean, Madden-wise, Dallas is just so good. And then the game of the week for the division and to compete, stay in contention for the number one overall seed in the AFC, our LA Chargers defeated Patrick Mahomes at home. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards, and 1 interception. And he put one into the ground. Not a good day for the rookie. But Mike Williams, big day for Mike Williams. Unfortunately, we lost Quentin Johnston in this game. He had been really, really good. I think had all these guys stayed healthy, we would have had 4 guys with 1,000 yards. Unbelievable. It's not going to happen now. So really good result there. And LA Chargers are now leading the AFC West. Big win here. I mean, 21-point big, but we kind of saw this result. The Bears are clearly in the driving seat of the division and headed to the playoffs right now. Although they have not locked up a spot yet. Marvin Harrison Jr. got his touchdown, so did DJ Moore. Rashid Shaheed got a touchdown, and then Montez Sweat. The Sweat brothers combining for 8.5 sacks. What a day. That's crazy, man. But Bears are clearly in the playoffs. They're just not technically locked into the playoffs. And then talk about another franchise-focused team, the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona. Very Delco of me to say. They just clinched their playoff berth, and they are now in the lead for the NFC West, I believe. Kyler Murray just getting it done, not throwing interceptions, not killing them, but it's just crazy. Xavier Legette got a touchdown. Marquise Hollywood Brown got a touchdown. Bride. It's the defense. BJ Ojulari is like top 5 in sacks. The rookie coming through, Owen Popo, he's just a stat stuffer. Sheldon Rankins, Dietrich Wise, the other rookie, Chris Jenkins. And then who I believe was a top corner in this draft as far as speed-wise goes, Chris Abrams-Draney. 2 interceptions. He's leading our team in interceptions. The Cardinals are hot heading into the playoffs, man. And watch out. And then we got a treat on Sunday Night Football. A real shootout here. Go see how this one ends. 16 points from the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, 360, 2-2. Aaron Jones getting one on the ground. So did Jordan Love. Romeo Doubs, a huge game with Isaiah Likely. Yeah, they traded for him. And then let's look at the defense. There really wasn't any. Sometimes there are, defensive touchdowns and stuff. We had picks, we had sacks, but we had touchdowns, and everyone loves touchdowns. Jared Goff, 331, 2-1. Jahmyr Gibbs with a big game. Amari Cooper's back. Look at that. Back and better than ever. They got so many weapons here, and they're just underperforming. It's a shame. It's a shame, guys. The Lions just don't play well. And then wild card implications here. Buffalo Bills are clearly knocking on the door of the playoffs as a wild card team. They're now 8-6, I believe. All James Cook. Cook was cooking. And their offense isn't great, but their defense is where it's at. Especially Tre'Davious White, one of the best corners in the game. It's between him and I would say Gilmore for the best corner, especially stat-wise. All right, so that was last week. Let's look at the stats real quick, 'cause everybody loves stats. Patrick Mahomes leading the league in passing yards with 4,487, followed by Herbert, Burrow, Tua, Bryce Young's. He'd be at 4,000 or close to it if he never got hurt. But it's between Herbert and Mahomes for the MVP right now, in my opinion. And battle over the better of the playbooks. I'm going to take the Chargers for sure all day. But, of course, Chiefs playbook in slow sim is right behind them. The yardage leaders, and then we got 4 guys tied with 12 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor could have had another one. That was a crazy way. It's getting stopped at a 1. Terrace Marshall and Jonathan Mingo both with 90 catches, over 90 catches, and probably going to go over 100 on the same team, which is crazy. Terrace Marshall, Justin Jefferson, 2 LSU guys. It's between them right now, but like guys like Sutton's catching up, and of course you got Lamb and Adams. I mean, Adams is a monster in the red zone, and Mike Williams has really come on strong. Can we get him to 1,000? That'd be great. Romo Dunes, is he the best wide receiver in Cincinnati? That's crazy. Solo sack or tackle leaders. But look at this. Oh, it used to be Olu Khan and Lloyd together. Now Cashman and Mosley have caught them, but that's a lot of combined tackles. Myles Garrett, Parsons, Derek Brown, all fighting for number 1 in sacks. That's just ridiculous numbers. Trade Davius White and Gilmore, like I said, are the best corners. So those are the stats. Best offenses is the Chargers, followed by the Chiefs, the Colts, the Ravens, Rams, Bears, Dolphins. Most passing, of course. Most rushing, Colts. That's such a deadly combination. Cardinals are right there. Falcons are right there. Ravens. All in the same playbooks. Commanders. They're all sharing playbooks. Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Dolphins. Passing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns. Usual suspects. Now that one's kind of crazy. But H-Chain's had some monster games. First downs, Chargers, Chiefs, Colts. Defensively, the best defense. Not the Dolphins, that's for sure. It's the Colts. Colts really good, like I said. Bengals are right there. Cowboys, 49ers. I mean, Bengals is really surprising, and probably the Colts, because they don't have some of the guys that the Cowboys and the 49ers have. And then the Seahawks, that's crazy. Best against the pass, Colts, the Seahawks, the Bengals. Bengals just have speed everywhere. Yeah, the Rams are one of the best at stopping the run. I mean, they just gave up. No, they just gave up. The first time they played the Cardinals, they gave up a lot of yards, and that was the only really bad game they had, which is crazy. It's just Aaron Donald is a game wrecker, for sure. Cowboys have given up the least amount of points, followed by the Bengals, 49ers, and Bills. Colts, usual suspects there. Panthers are leading the league in sack because everyone wants to throw on them because they just need a scheme change. They're right there with the Browns. You know, again, they don't have the guys that the Browns do, in my opinion. But they get it done. Cowboys, Bills, Broncos, Ravens, Titans, all getting tons of interceptions. Now let's look at the injuries before we transition into Week 16. Bears have no injuries. I mean, they get their right tackle back, but they're still missing some key guys here. It's gonna be a tough one for the Bengals to make the playoffs with the injuries consideration. Bills are clean. Broncos still got some key guys hurt. Washington's out for the year. White's. I mean, if they make the playoffs, he'll be back. Cardinals are fine. Chargers. Yeah, we got some guys here. Quentin Johnson will be back for the playoffs. Chiefs are clean. Colts. That's minor. Commanders, Bryce Huff. This is like the second or third time he's been out of the year. Cowboys, Dolphins are kind of fine. Eagles, not a lot of hurts. That's why they gave up so many sacks. Lindstrom, 49ers, Giants, Jaguars. Ooh, Evan Ingram's out for the year. Crazy. Kai Beckton's out. Lions are healthy. That hurts. That hurts for the Packers. Panthers were healthy. Patriots. It's not that big of a deal right there, in my opinion. Oh, Jacoby Myers. Ooh. Kyron Williams out for the year. I think Bo Nix has overtaken Stafford because of overall. Because Stafford's been out the last 2 games and he's not on the injury report. That's insane. Ravens are healthy. Saints, Seahawks. We have to check that out. Steelers, Texans. Oh, and I don't think I saw this one. We lost our right tackle. We got some injuries there for the Vikings. So those are the injuries. I want to check out what's going on in the depth chart here for the Rams. Why is Bo Nix starting? Huh? How did they get the rookie in there? I don't know. Dude, what the hell? That's a mistake. He might have been out for that 1 week thing, and then they never put him. I don't know what happened, but that really benefited our Cardinals last week. All right, let's get into awards and looking at Week 16. And as we look at the players of the week, we have 3 out of 4 players from our franchise focus teams. Caleb Williams, Montez Sweat with 5 sacks. And then Barrett Carter, probably, maybe, the best rookie in the draft. Maybe, but definitely defensively. 8 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble for Barrett Carter. Is Caleb Williams the best rookie? And then, of course, you got Lamar Jackson getting in there, of course. Looking at the schedule, Week 16, the final week of the 4th season within this season, kicks off with Kansas City going to New Orleans. I don't see New Orleans having much say in stopping Kansas City from doing whatever they want. So Kansas City, I believe, will be moving to 11-4. Patrick Mahomes facing a team that's inferior as New Orleans. I'm sorry, but you guys don't have a chance, and what's that gonna do for the standings? Because a 6-9 team leading that division, and then the first Sunday game kicks off with 2 franchise-focused teams: our New England Patriots and our Tennessee Titans. Both these teams are playoff wildcard viable in the AFC with a win or a loss. Tennessee is now out of the playoffs because of losing last week, so there's quite a shakeup in this wildcard standings. And then another 6-8 team from the NFC South takes on a team from the NFC North that really Detroit doesn't have a chance at getting back into this division race, but Tampa Bay, with a New Orleans loss, which I see happening, Tampa Bay could, at 7-8, could go to the driver's seat of the NFC South. So, I hope it's not 2 6-9 teams tied. And then Cleveland goes to Miami. This is a great matchup here. I know it's Jameis Winston, but they've been treading water quite nicely since Deshaun Watson went down. And, Miami struggles towards the end of the season. So I could see two 10-5 teams coming out of this one. And I think Cleveland has the defense that can slow Miami down enough and the offense that can keep pace with them. So give me Cleveland in this one. As you can look at the records, no one cares about this game except for if you're a Jets fan and you want that number one overall pick. And even Seattle, you're tanking here. So I don't know what to say about this one, but I'm gonna go with the Jets getting a win, and that also throwing a monkey wrench, a little one, into the number one overall draft pick in the upcoming draft. And then our Carolina Panthers, a franchise-focused team, goes to Atlanta, and Atlanta is trying to get revenge from an ass whooping that Carolina put on them in a previous week in Carolina. Carolina offensively has just been real inconsistent. Sometimes they hit the home run, sometimes they don't. But just keep giving Mingo and Marshall stats so they can go up in depth this offseason. And then you have the Indianapolis Colts looking to go to the 12 wins in Green Bay. So if the Bears lose and Green Bay wins, then we have a 7-8 team chasing an 8-7 team. And then things start to get hairy in the NFC North going to the final 2 weeks of the season. As far as Indy goes, they're playing for home field advantage. So, I think Indy should get this one, right? Doug Peterson get his revenge. They had a revenge game last year. Doug did not get it, but can Doug get his name and his team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, back into AFC playoff wildcard contention by going 7-8? Or do the Eagles, win this and really, really mess up the number one overall pick? And who's going to be fighting for that? And then our Washington Commanders at home against the New York Giants. I think Washington will struggle a little bit, especially with the Giants' defense, and it plays good. I don't know how they have 5 wins because their offense is so bad. And Washington just needs to let their run game and their defense guide them to victory. And I see this being a lower scoring one, but Washington goes to 10-5 in my opinion. And then 4:05, the Minnesota Vikings travel to our Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the best teams in the NFL, and they have locked up at least a wild card playoff spot, but they have their sights on winning this division. Minnesota has some weapons, but give me my Arizona Cardinals here. They are on a roll, and I look to them to stay on a roll and get this, and I think lock up the division soon. And then a team that I don't control, we aren't focused on, but I've kept my eye on, are the Denver Broncos, and they travel to Pittsburgh. Sorry, Mike Tomlin, you're not going to 500 this year. These Denver Broncos are playing good on defense. They're playing well on offense. They are just rolling ever since Mac Jones got traded over. And I think they go into Pittsburgh and they go to 8-7 and they get their name right into this AFC wildcard race. And then you have San Francisco and the 49ers at 4-15. Now, both teams I think are squarely in as wild cards, but if LA wins, that really helps Arizona get that locked up for the division. So give me the Rams. I hope the Rams pull this out because the Rams just beat San Francisco. So shake things up. Lock us in for the Cardinals. Let's go Rams. And then Houston travels to Chicago. If Houston wins, now they're back into AFC wildcard contention. And that makes things hairy for Chicago if the Packers win. So we got some drama here coming down the stretch of what could be taking place. And how important these last two games could be of the season. So, I mean, come on, Bears, we gotta get it. We gotta get a win here. And then another one of our machines. They're in the best playbook. We just did a playbook video on the best offense. The Los Angeles Chargers are without Johnston. They're one of the best wide receivers. But I don't think that's going to matter. I think that the LA Chargers lock up this number one seed with a win today and going forward. So give me my Chargers on the road in Vegas. And then this is not Monday Night Football. This is Sunday Night Football. We have a great matchup here. If the Buffalo Bills win, then things get hairy even more, because that moves Baltimore to 9-6. That moves Buffalo to 9-6. Things could get very hairy in the AFC wild card. So that's the biggest race we're really watching, I think, is the AFC wild card, and the Bills winning at home, which I think they will, shakes things up. And then speaking of even more AFC wild card drama, our Cincinnati Bengals, a franchise-focused team, needs to go into Dallas on Monday night, and Joe Burrow, Joey Big Game, needs to pull out a win, go to 9-6, as they are currently one of the wild card teams in here in the playoffs going into this week, with Tennessee losing last week. They are in the wild card. They need to win this game. It's a tough matchup. Dallas is just another team at home. Dallas wants to be the second 12-win team this season, because I think the Chargers are going to do it. So, can Joe Burrow step up and big game hunt like I know he can? They're down, and he's, Johnny Wilson is now their number 2 wide receiver, signing guys off the practice squads. They get one offensive lineman back, but they're still down an offensive lineman. It's on Romo Dune's shoulders, Joe Burrow's shoulders, Johnny Wilson's shoulders, Barrett Carter's shoulders. It's show me what you're made of, man, because we're coming down here on a little bit of a wing and a prayer with some of these injuries for Cincinnati. But I believe Joe Burrow has it in him to clutch up and get it done, and he's probably gonna have to outshoot Dallas in Dallas. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good game though. So I can't wait for this week. It's a good week. We're coming down to the stretch. We got drama. We got drama for the AFC wild card, for divisions, for number 1 overall seeds, for draft picks. Who's getting that draft top spot? I mean, even people and teams losing is meaningful. So yeah, guys, give me your thoughts. What are we looking at? What are we thinking? Who's gonna have a big week? Who's gonna win? Who are you expecting to win? Who's got the best shot in the playoffs? Is it our LA Chargers? Is Joe Burrow gonna get our Cincinnati Bengals into the playoffs? Can our Tennessee Titans rebound and get their name back into contention for the AFC wild card? What's going on here? Let me know. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow for Thursday Night Football of Week 16. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.